Section 3 Class C Championship. From the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, A.P.W. Oakmar Parish Williamstown Rebels against the Adirondack Wildcats. Hello everybody, this is Bob Sosi along with Jerry Stucci, and welcome to this 1991 title clash in Class C. And Jerry Stucci, with these two teams coming into the championship game, we expect a very physical matchup.
Oh, this is a great matchup. This is two teams that like to run the football. They're two teams that like to play physical defense. They both run similar styles. They both run a wishbone offense. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these two teams play today.
A.P.W. has the trio, Middleton, Hamilton, and Trumbull. Adirondack has the two Jasons, Jocelyn and Gillespie. They'll keep it on the ground. Both coaches expect a very hard-hitting contest. And it appears as though Adirondack will kick off to A.P.W. The Rebels have elected to receive the opening kick of this Section 3 Class C championship game. A.P.W. coming into the title contest after upsetting Herkimer last week, 33-30 in the semifinals. Adirondack got here by way of a rout of Lowville, 32-0. And Adirondack has teed it up, back to receive for A.P.W. Our Paternoster 27 and 44, that's Trumbull. Trumbull takes the kickoff and heads upfield to the 34-yard line where A.P.W. takes over on offense to get things underway here in this Class C championship game.
And 35-yard line is just about where you want to be if you're a running football team, because you have you got some room behind you to do all kinds of faking and anything you want to do in the backfield, and you don't have all that far to go in front of you to grind it out on the ground and do it in nice even steps. They're where they want to be on the football field. Let's see who gets the first advantage in this little sparring match.
For A.P.W., Three's Company at the quarterback spot. And Greg Page will start it off at the QB slot, and he'll go from the shotgun and will throw to Trumbull. Trumbull gets outside across the 45-yard line, but a flag is down near the 36. That could go against A.P.W. Jerry Stucci, interesting from the outset, last week in the semifinals, Paternoster was the starting quarterback. Page came in and threw right away. This time, Page is the starter.
Yeah, and it's going to go against A.P.W., and it's a flip, and that's going to negate a really good play. That play did a lot of things, though. It set a lot of things in the minds of the Adirondack players. You know, they're going to come in here, and we talked about A.P.W. running the football, and then the first play from scrimmage, you know, they're out here throwing a gimmicky little pass. It's a nice job by them. I'll tell you, it's going to loosen things up, even though they got the penalty here.
Well, the clip does go against A.P.W., and it backs the Rebels up all the way to the 22-yard line. That will bring up first down for A.P.W. They need to get to the 45 for a first down. In the backfield, again out of the shotgun formation. Page is the quarterback. He has multiple receivers, including three to the near side. He's going to throw to the near side. It's off the hands of Paternoster and was out there up for grabs for anybody in the secondary. Second down upcoming.
Well, they did what they wanted to do on that play. They wanted to get the ball in the hands of Paternoster, who's an excellent athlete. He's definitely their best athlete, and he's their game breaker. What happened? The ball just goes off his hands here. He doesn't quite get hold of it. Here's take a look at it again. The pass was thrown pretty hard, but it had to be thrown a little bit hard in that situation. I'll tell you, Paternoster usually comes up with that football.
Second down and 23 again for A.P.W. In the backfield is Wayne Hamilton, number 40. Page again from the shotgun to throw to the far side. He had a couple of receivers out there, but it was hard to tell who he was looking for. Trumbull, 44, was out there, in addition to number 30, Bill Phillips.
Yeah, I think that was an overthrown pass. I think that was intended for Trumbull, but you're right, Bob. It was difficult to tell because there was a man behind running the hook deep, and there was a man hooking up short. But yeah, at any rate, it's 3rd and 23 now.
That clipping call puts A.P.W. in a big hole from the outset. Right now, 3rd down and 23 upcoming. Adirondack has a couple of defenders back playing center field. In deep coverage are Brian Gaylord and Mike Weller. Now Page again to throw, this time under heat. Throws for Trumbull. Nice catch near the 40-yard line, but he's 5 yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, you know, even though he's 5 yards shy of a first down, that's a good play for A.P.W. because they get their first completion of the football game, and they know that, you know, they're going to do something positive. Now they can punt the ball away and give decent field position and keep decent field position themselves. There's a throw. Nice catch, goes up and gets it, playing center field. Don't let them get past the first down marker. That's what they're supposed to do. And what this does is sort of doesn't put them in negative field position. It puts them in pretty on even terms field position-wise.
Weiler now back to receive for Adirondack. And he is going to be backed up near the 19-yard line. And this time taking the punt is not Weiler. It's number 20 on the return, Jason Gillespie. Gillespie out across the 30-yard line. He stopped at the 32. And Adirondack will take over for the first time with 10:35 to go in the first quarter of this Class C championship.
Today's exciting matchup from the Carrier Dome is being sponsored by the North Country Pictorial. It's a local Boonville newspaper, absolutely free. Pictorial is the word. In-depth sports coverage, features on local people and events, monthly features, business, and more. Ask for our publication at your favorite newsstand, a bi-weekly publication, the North Country Pictorial. Call us at 942-3900 for more information. And today's game is proudly being sponsored by the Boonville Elks Lodge 2158. With this reminder, hugs are better than drugs. That's Boonville Elks Lodge 2158, located on Utica Boulevard in Boonville. Good luck to the Wildcats in today's matchup.
For quality clothing, head to Action T-Shirts on Main Street in Boonville for custom screen printing on T-shirts, jackets, sweatbands, and school apparel. Also offering custom screen printing on real estate signs, bumper strips, magnetic door signs, and political signs. All available at Action T-Shirts. Phone 942-4915 or 942-4333 for Action T-Shirts on Main Street in Boonville next to Capri Pizzeria.
Back at the Carrier Dome, Bob Sosi along with Jerry Stucci. Here's a look at the Adirondack offensive front. That line led by number 75, Jason Gleesman.
Yeah, and he is a load. Okay, Jason Gleesman is your typical load. They will run over him. They will run behind him. They will run around. Jason Gleesman is the man that they like to key on that side.
All 6'3", 220 pounds. Again, the backs and receivers. Rockwell is the quarterback. He's a dual threat to run and pass. They go out of the wishbone attack. Jocelyn and Gillespie are the two main ball carriers. Brian Gaylord and Chris Shaw, the split ends.
I want to point out about Rockwell, when you watch him run the wishbone, this is a guy who runs it to perfection. He fakes very well, and he waits very long to deliver the option, but he usually does it perfectly. Let's take a look at him.
Now the ends are tight again out of the wishbone formation. The handoff to Gillespie. He eludes one tackler and then runs right into the right side of that line, and he is pelted as he gets a gain of 2 yards on the play. Coming up to make the hit, Trumbull 44.
Yeah, he filled that real well because it looked like Jason Gillespie had a crease to get a little bit more than he got there, and he still picks up a gain of 3 yards. And I'll tell you something, if you're Tom Venenquatra on the other side, out of the Adirondack sideline, you like this. 3 in a row, 3 at a time.
Second down and 6 upcoming. The handoff goes straight ahead to the fullback. Carrying that time for Adirondack, picking up a nice gain. Number 33 for the Wildcats. Taking it is Jason Jocelyn. It sets up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, we've talked about, this in the past. When we have a wishbone team, they want to be right on schedule. They want 3 yards on their 1st and 2nd downs. They like being when they're 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 because they're confident they can run the option and pick up the 1st down.
A.P.W. trying to defend against the wishbone attack. The quarterback, Rockwell, keeps it on the option. He has the 1st down out to the 47-yard line. Able to trip him up was Hamilton, number 40, coming up from his linebacker spot.
Yeah, and that's the pattern you're going to see on the option play, is that Rockwell is just phenomenal at reading the defensive end, and he's even better at duping him. I mean, what he does with the football, and you'll see him do it throughout the football game, is fake a pitch and keep it, and he does a great job at that quarterback position.
1st down and 10 now, out near the 48-yard line. The handoff to Gillespie. He dances outside and gets near midfield before he's finally brought down. The ball comes loose. Trumbull has it for A.P.W. racing down the far sideline. Touchdown, Rebels. Oh, my.
Was that a theft? I didn't see the ball come loose. They must have stolen it from him. Oh, my God, what a turnaround. Adirondack's getting it going out here, getting a real typical Adirondack drive. And now A.P.W., after having to go 3 and out, finds themselves up 7-0 and a 6-0 on a defensive touchdown.
Jerry, here's the replay.
Let's take a look and see what happened, because I was missed. I missed it. There's Jason. There's the ball. Well, I don't see the ball out yet. Lying on the ground. Okay. And it just picked up. I didn't see when it came out. Alert play. Very alert play. Touchdown.
Trumbull able to pick it up and run it back with a touchdown, a 51-yard scamper. Now they're looking for two. Page from the shotgun. He'll throw, setting up Hamilton, trying to get in. And Hamilton was stopped shy of the goal line. They cannot convert, although a flag did fly on the play. Let's see what the call will be.
It's going to be illegal motion, I believe, on
Legal motion on
A.P.W.
Adirondack, of course, declines the penalty. The Wildcats will take over again on offense, but this time they'll be trailing 6-0, thanks to the fumble recovery by David Trumbull and the touchdown to give A.P.W. a 6-0 lead.
Well, I'll tell you, that is a huge turn of events here. I mean, I know there's 8:43 left in the first quarter, but I mean, that's just big, because for a wishbone football team such as Adirondack, they like to have the lead in the football game because they like to grind out the clock and they like to, have it their own way. And right now, I don't think you alter your scheme a little bit, but it's sort of, you change your thinking. Down 6-0 is sort of, it's a different thing. You're not setting the tempo.
Both A.P.W. and Adirondack had to knock off unbeaten teams to advance to this championship encounter. A.P.W. beat Herkimer, which was ranked number 11 in the state's Class CD poll, entering the semifinals. Meanwhile, Adirondack dominated the 13th-ranked Lowville team, 32-0. Right now, they've given up their first points of the postseason, trailing 6-0. The kickoff by Sean Squarzelli, taken at the 20-yard line by Adirondack. On the return is Todd Crowfoot, and Crowfoot gets out across the 40. A nice pickup for him, returning the kickoff.
Yeah, that's good field position for Adirondack, and you won't see any difference from Adirondack. Coach Don Ventaquadro he's going to keep going with his wishbone, and they know they're going to score. I mean, they scored last week. They've scored before. This team can score points. They're not worried about that. The only thing that it changes is, you're not the front runner.
Again out of the wishbone. Rockwell, the quarterback, leads the offense. The quarterback now will pitch. He has Gillespie up the far sideline, and Jason Gillespie out across the 45 to the 46. Another good pickup for Adirondack on the initial down of the series.
There you have a very good illustration of just how well Rockwell runs the option. And notice the halfbacks will always keep running their pitch routes for as long as the play is going until the whistle blows. Let's take a look at it. There's the fake, and here goes Rockwell down the line. Looks like he's going to run the ball, right? Nope. There's the pitch. There's the man running his pitch route. Excellent job, Jason Gillespie.
Gillespie had 128 yards last week versus Lowville. He'll carry again, and he may have the first down.
Yeah.
Check that. The ball carrier for Adirondack that time was 24, Todd Crowfoot. He takes the handoff and does move the chains along that far sideline. First and 10 inside A.P.W. territory at the 49.
Yeah, even though they're down 6-0, we've seen here so far in 2 drives, Adirondack has been able to move the football. They know they can move the football.
Handoff. Dancing outside is Brack, and Brack gets out near the 41-yard line. Another nice pickup on first down for Adirondack. This Wildcats club, as we said, coming in after routing Lowville a week ago, picking up the 32-0 shutout. Adirondack in search of its second Section 3 title in the last 3 seasons. In 1989, Dominic Benaquatro's team beat General Brown 28-20. Second down and 4 upcoming. Gillespie dances through a nice hole on the left side of the line, and he's near another first down.
Bob, see, I'll tell you, it's the darndest thing about this wishbone. Everybody in the world knows exactly what play sequence the team is going to run. And the defense knows it. You practice against it all week. You get the look all week. Then you get out here, and there's so many options. And there's so many things that go on that it's so darn difficult to defend against.
What makes Adirondack's wishbone attack so difficult to defend against is the ability of Rockwell to keep it and run it. The quarterback now hands off, the first man through with the carry for Adirondack. Popping right through the middle of that line was number 33 for the Wildcats with the carry, Jason Jocelyn.
Yeah, they're right on schedule. They're doing what they want to do. They get 3 or 4 yards on first down, get 3 or 4 yards on second down, pop something in with the option, and I'm telling you, folks, this is a joy to watch. What A.P.W. is going to have to do is they're going to have to find a way to sort of make Rockwell make decisions a lot quicker, which means they're going to have to penetrate.
In motion for Adirondack is Andy Allen. The handoff goes to Jocelyn, and he has nowhere to go. Great penetration that time. Leading the charge was Sean Scorzelli, 83. Also there on the hit, Andy Bannock, 53.
Yeah, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get penetration on this offensive line, because if they don't do it, if they have time to fool around with the football in the backfield, and they're just not, they're not going to be happy. Here it is. Look, there's nice penetration. He's sitting in the backfield. Number 53.
Bannock was the first man through, tripping up the ball carrier. 3rd down and 7 upcoming. On the pitch, nice catch that time. Turning upfield is Crowfoot. He's out across the 30, inside to the 29. Near a first down. It depends on the spot.
More Rockwell. I mean, they delivered that ball so very late. He was getting popped, and he still managed to get the football out there. That's a great job.
The officials right now spotting the ball. No indication yet as far as the first down is concerned. It looks like Adirondack is shy. 4th down and inches. The ball spotted just outside the 29. They need to get across the 29 to the 28. And A.P.W. has used its first timeout. The clock stopped with 5:15 to go in the first quarter. A.P.W. 6, Adirondack nothing. In this Class C title class. Jim?
Today's exciting high school football matchup is proudly being sponsored by Dave Peters, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge Trucks, your small overhead country dealer. Just a short 20-minute ride from Utica. At Dave Peters, 91 Dodge Dakota Sport Trucks 4x2s are just $88.17. Up to $500 rebates on all-wheel drives, Plymouth and Dodge, Colts and Vistas. Many models and colors to choose from. Rebates up to $2,000. Financing as low as 4.9%. Ask about our lease programming. Fast, courteous service awaits you. And stop in and say hi to Steve Carter and Dave Peters, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge Trucks. And today's game proudly sponsored by Sanford Pharmacy at 109 Main Street in Boonville. Open Mondays through Friday from 9 till 7, Saturdays from 9 till 5. Select from a large assortment of Carlton cards and gifts. Your full-service pharmacy. And have your prescriptions delivered absolutely free or pick them up. Emergency 24-hour prescription service always. And Sanford Pharmacy is your Western Union agent. Accepts all prescription carriers and medication compensation. Film developing, you betcha, in one day. And the second prints are absolutely free. Your hometown family drugstore. Fast and reliable service. And everyday low prices like Timex watches in stock, 20% off at Sanford Pharmacy in Boonville.
Eagle Eye Sporting Goods on the corner of Main and Schuyler Streets in Boonville is your #1 sporting goods headquarters, featuring $2 to $5 off Ocean Pacific sportswear, 15% off camouflage clothing in stock, and just in time for winter, Key Blue jeans and Brown Duck outerwear. Remember, there are only 39 shopping days until Christmas, and Eagle Eye Sporting Goods has a convenient Christmas layaway plan. Eagle Eye Sporting Goods on the corner of Main and Schuyler Streets in the heart of Boonville.
Fourth down and inches to go for Adirondack. The handoff, good for the first down. With the carry is Brack. He gets out to the near sideline. The ball did come loose, but he's down out of bounds at the 11.
Folks, I will tell you something. Jason Gleesman, I decided to watch him on that play, and he took the man that was on him and drove him 12 yards off the football. We're going to get a look at this. Watch number 75, Jason Gleesman. Look at him. He's moving him. Look at him. Look, he decks him on the 20-yard line. He moved him 12 yards off the football. That's unbelievable.
Did you see that? 5:09 to play. First quarter. 6-0 A.P.W. leads Adirondack. The very animated Jerry Stucci upstairs. The handoff up the middle. Andy Allen is introduced to to the middle of that A.P.W. line. Making the first hit for A.P.W. was Lonnie Madison, number 54.
A.P.W. was in the right defense that time. They were slanting down towards our side, towards the near side, towards the sideline. They were slanting away from their sideline. And what happened was they caught Adirondack in a little game on the line of scrimmage, and they beat him at that game.
Second down and 12 to go. The ball spotted just outside the 12-yard line. Taking the handoff is Beaufort. He gets inside the 10. It will bring up third and long. Adirondack can pick up a first down. The make is just shy of the goal line.
And this is not a situation a wishbone team likes to be in. You know, as we said, they like to get that 3-4 yards on first down, and they didn't get that. And now they're sitting here looking at third and long. And, you know, usually a wishbone team, if they do pass in this situation, will be looking for their tight end or their split end.
4 minutes to go. The split end to the far side is Chris Shaw. On the play action. Rockwell to throw. Has his man out there. The pass is complete. But Branch is stopped shy of the first down. He's tackled at the 4.
Yeah, that was, that was a good idea. But the thing is, I think almost in that situation, you've got to get the ball in the end zone. Now they're going to have a decision to make here.
Dominic Betanquatro wants a timeout on that Adirondack sideline. You could see him signaling for the timeout. And they have indeed stopped the clock at the 3:32 mark of the opening quarter. Betanquatro in his 6th year, leading his team to its second berth, the Section 3 championship game in the last 3 seasons.
Take a look at this again. Brock wasn't the primary receiver on that. When he came off to him, the primary receiver was the split end, who was covered on the fade pattern in the corner. So he comes off very nicely and goes to the secondary receiver. But he still brings up a fourth down here, and about 4 yards for a first down and 4 yards and a foot for a touchdown.
A.P.W. took the opening quarter lead 6-0 when David Trumbull scooped up a fumble and ran it back 50-plus yards to put the Rebels on top 6-0. They were unable to convert on the 2-point attempt. Right now, Adirondack trying to answer. 4th down, 4 yards to go for a first down, and about 4.5 needed for a touchdown.
Now, right now, if you're Adirondack, you got to start thinking to yourself, you'd like to get some points here because they've had 2 long drives, and they're going to go for this one, and rightfully so, because they want some points on the board.
On the option, Rockwell will keep and will score. Touchdown, Adirondack. Mark Rockwell has 10 touchdowns during the regular season. Added 3 more last week in the semifinals versus Lowville, and gets another here to tie the game at 6.
Yeah, that was an option look, but I'll tell you what that was. That was some tomfoolery, and I'll tell you about it in a second.
Right now, they are looking for 2 of the Adirondack Wildcats. Gillespie, the man in motion. Rockwell to throw, has a man open in the corner of the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good to Brian Gaylord.
I'll tell you what they did on that touchdown is they gave the option look, but there was no defensive end to option. There was never an option on that play. All right, let's take a look at Jason Gleesman will block the defensive end. This is a great job. See, here comes out. See, there's no end here. See, there's no end. There's no end because Gleesman took him inside and see you later. And that was a great call by Dom Betanquatro.
You talk about biting on the fake up the middle. A.P.W. got a mouthful there, and Rockwell scores the touchdown. And then the 2-point conversion gives Adirondack the 2-point lead over A.P.W. There's the story, 3:28 to go in the opening quarter. Trumbull now back with Paternoster, set to receive for A.P.W. Both standing at the 13-yard line. Number 82, Greg Shaw will kick it off for Adirondack.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're Adirondack, you got to be feeling good. You know you can move the football. You've done it twice now, 2 pretty good drives, and you've got your points, you've got the lead, and now you're going to let your defense play. And the Adirondack defense can play.
Last week, as we said, they shut out Lowville, and it's great offensive attack, 32-0. The kickoff straight up the middle, and that one's going to take a funny hop into the end zone. Paternoster better cover it up in a hurry.
I think he touched it even.
Let's see what the officials discuss down there on the field. It will be a touchback. It will be a touchback. A.P.W. to take over at the 20-yard line. We've got a timeout at the 3:28 mark. Quarter number 1. Adirondack 8, A.P.W. 6 in this Class E championship game.
Today's matchup is proudly being sponsored by Headwaters Motor Lodge, located on Route 12 in Boonville. Choose from 37 luxurious rooms with free HBO and cable. Relax in our fireplace lounge. Start your day off right with a free continental breakfast. This winter, enjoy snowmobile and cross-country trails that lead right from your door. Reasonable room rates always. Take advantage of this special. Check in on Sunday and leave on Fridays, and you'll receive special low rates. Reservations requested, especially weekends, at Headwaters Motor Lodge, Route 12 in Boonville. Dial 942-4493. And today's game being brought to you by Payne Insurance Company. Independently owned for over 30 years in 4 locations: Boonville, Lowville, Utica, and in Ilion. For home, auto, life, business, and more, personalize your insurance needs. And good luck today to the Adirondack Wildcats football team from Payne Insurance Company.
Charlie's Auto Sales at 102 Railroad Ave in Boonville is open from 9 a.m. See Charlie Case and Jim Burgoyce with 8 years experience in the auto business. You can count on their excellent reputation. For the greatest deal in town on used cars and quality late models, see Charlie's Auto Sales for guaranteed satisfaction. Phone 942-6386 for Charlie's Auto Sales.
House of Billiards, 5160 Commercial Drive, Yorkville.
Bob Sosi along with Jerry Stucci with you from the Carrier Dome. The handoff straight up the middle, busting it loose is Hamilton, still on his feet, out near the 48-yard line. On first down, beginning its second series offensively, A.P.W. with a gaping hole up the middle. Wayne Hamilton runs right through it, picking up the first down and more. A pickup for A.P.W. of 29 yards.
Yeah, here's a replay, and this is what we expected more of from A.P.W. is their traditional wishbone attack, where they just popped the fullback up in there, and there was a quick opening seam there, and he shot through it.
Handoff again, straight up the middle. Again, it's Hamilton with the carry. This time, he's hit hard, leading the charge, Jason Jocelyn.
Well, I'll tell you, what makes a lot of this possible for A.P.W. is that when they come out in a 3 wide receiver set like they did, the first time they had the football, what that did was it planted a seed in the Adirondack players' minds, and they sort of were looking for something strange there, and instead they come back with a traditional fullback dive, pop it in there, quick opener, and gains a hunk of yardage.
And the parade of quarterbacks continues. QB number 2, Paternoster, in there for Page. Handoff, Trumbull bounces to the right side. He gets to the 45-yard line, a gain of 2 for him. It sets up third down and 4.
But Bob Sosa, when you do change quarterbacks that often, there is a lot of exchanges between the center and the quarterback and the running backs. And if you keep, and they just changed again. If you keep changing quarterbacks like that, you're going to be playing with fire at some point during the football game.
Greg Page, number 11, has just checked back in. You can see him lining up. Now coming under center. Earlier, he had been strictly in the shotgun formation. Now he'll hand off to Trumbull, and Trumbull gets across the line of scrimmage, but he stopped immediately. Wrapping his arms around Trumbull, the ball carrier, the 75, Jason Fleeceman. Again, he anchors not only the offensive line, but the defensive front from his left defensive end spot.
Yeah, they have 2 people on that defensive line that are absolutely outstanding. Okay, the first one is Jason Fleeceman. And the second guy that's outstanding on that offensive line is Josh Flansburgh. He's the left defensive tackle. He's outstanding. We'll set the rest of it for you in a second.
Look at the secondary for Adirondack. 4th down and 3rd upcoming. A.P.W. is going for it. Hamilton up the middle has the first down inside the 40. Finally stopped at the 38. Jerry Stucci. Bill Bonner rolls the dice early. He comes up with a winning hand right there on that 4th down conversion.
Yeah, here comes another quarterback.
Another quarterback indeed. Page is out. Paternoster moves out to a wideout spot. The new quarterback is Jamie Stelmachuk.
You might see a draw play here.
The lone man in the backfield with Stelmachuk is Wayne Hamilton. Hamilton takes the handoff and runs through an opening straight up the middle, getting to the 35, picking up 3 yards. Jamie Stelmachuk began the 1991 season as the starting quarterback for A.P.W., but he was injured in a 31-7 win over Tully. After that game, Paternoster, number 27, had to move from the wideout spot to the QB slot. Meanwhile, Greg Page becomes the designated passer. You'll see him film off the bench from time to time in throwing situations. Now it's 2nd down and 7 for A.P.W. With the ball spotted just inside the 35-yard line of Adirondack, and time has been called by the Rebels. That's their 2nd timeout of the first half. 14 seconds are all that are left in the opening quarter of this Class C title tilt. 8-6 Adirondack leads A.P.W. Watching Section 3 playoff action, Mark Television Productions, Fox 33.
Today's exciting matchup from the Carrier Dome is being sponsored by the North Country Pictorial. It's a local Boonville newspaper, absolutely free. Pictorial is the word. In-depth sports coverage, features on local people and events, monthly features, business, and more. Ask for our publication at your favorite newsstand, a bi-weekly publication, the North Country Pictorial. Call us at 942-3900 for more information. And today's game is proudly being sponsored by the Boonville Elks Lodge 2158. With this reminder, hugs are better than drugs. That's Boonville Elks Lodge 2158, located on Utica Boulevard in Boonville. Good luck to the Wildcats in today's matchup.
The RCA 8mm camcorder is so small and light, you'll take it everywhere. That way, you won't miss a thing. And when you go from one subject to the next, it focuses instantly. Like we say, you won't miss a darn thing. The RCA 8mm camcorder. Another way we're changing entertainment. Again.
These fine products available at Adirondack Music, located on Main Street in Boonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30 Monday through Thursday, Friday till 8, and Saturday till 5. That's Adirondack Music at 133 Main Street in Boonville. Dial 942-5959. The Stereo Professional.
Back at the Carrier Dome, perhaps the final play of the opening quarter. 14 seconds left. Stelmachuk under center for A.P.W. He hands off to Hamilton in the fake. Now the pitch to Trumbull. I was biting on that fake, but he did pitch to Trumbull, who bounces outside. And David Trumbull may have lost a yard or two on that play. It'll bring up 3rd down and long. The clock stops with 8 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Jerry Stucci, already we have seen a number of different looks from the A.P.W. offense.
Yeah, what they're doing here is they're really trying to confound the Adirondack defense. They're bringing in passing sets and they're running the ball. Then they have a running set and they're passing the ball. I mean, they're trying to do everything in their power to deceive them. And, well, it's semi-working.
Here's another look. Again, the shotgun. Greg Page back in at quarterback. Page looking for a man, has him open, and it's a first down pickup. He's able to hook up with number 49, Clark Stanton, who is finally brought down at the 23.
And you know what's happening with these multiple sets, Bob, is that Adirondack is having to pick and choose people to cover at the line of scrimmage, and they're having trouble doing it. So here you go. He's late. Number 12 for Adirondack is Mark Rockwell, the quarterback, on offense, and he's playing cornerback here. And he's late getting off the ball there because he doesn't know who he's supposed to be with. They keep changing it up every time.
Jerry, that's how the first quarter comes to a close. 8-6 Adirondack leads A.P.W. in this Section 3 Class C championship matchup on Martin Television Productions and Fox 33.
Today's exciting high school football matchup is proudly being sponsored by Dave Peters, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge Trucks, your small overhead country dealer. Just a short 20-minute ride from Utica. At Dave Peters, 91 Dodge Dakota Sport Trucks 4x2s are just $88.17. Up to $500 rebates on all-wheel drives, Plymouth and Dodge, Colts and Vistas. Many models and colors to choose from. Rebates up to $2,000. Financing as low as 4.9%. Ask about our lease programming. Fast, courteous service awaits you. And stop in and say hi to Steve Carter and Dave Peters, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge Trucks. And today's game proudly sponsored by Sanford Pharmacy at 109 Main Street in Boonville. Open Mondays through Friday from 9 till 7, Saturdays from 9 till 5. Select from a large assortment of Carlton cards and gifts. Your full-service pharmacy. And have your prescriptions delivered absolutely free or pick them up. Emergency 24-hour prescription service always. And Sanford Pharmacy is your Western Union agent. Accepts all prescription carriers and medication compensation. Film developing, you betcha, in one day. And the second prints are absolutely free. Your hometown family drugstore. Fast and reliable service. And everyday low prices like Timex watches in stock, 20% off at Sanford Pharmacy in Boonville.
For quality clothing, head to Action T-Shirts on Main Street in Boonville. For custom screen printing on T-shirts, jackets, sweatpants, and school apparel. Also offering custom screen printing on real estate signs, bumper strips, magnetic door signs, and political signs. All available at Action T-Shirts. Phone 942-4915 or 942-4333 for Action T-Shirts on Main Street in Boonville next to Capri Pizzeria.
Real nice. Great, just great. Look at all that gunk that gets in your drains, and when they finally back up, is all that junk going to get rid of all that gunk? Get real. Gunk takes special Roto-Rooter equipment and experts who get there fast and clear clogged and slow-running drains quick. Call Roto-Rooter.
And away goes troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The second quarter about to get underway. Stelmachuk, now the quarterback, rolling out, looking to throw downfield, has three men out there. The pass is complete to Paternoster. Take your pick if you're the quarterback. He finds 27 to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, Bill Bonner's confusing his own team. He's got so many different looks that he has three guys in the same right now. That may have been, I mean, it looks like it's confusing, but that may have been like a screenplay or something. You know, I believe this. There's Paternoster coming over, and he waits. Stelmachuk waits, he waits, and then he delivers the ball. Look at that. That may have very well been that. A downfield screen.
Clark Stanton, number 49, was right there with Paternoster. Now the inside handoff straight up the middle and pushed back by that Adirondack front. On the carry that time was Trumbull, 44. Jerry, we've talked about the multiple formations, the variations on offense by A.P.W., and this musical quarterback situation, if you will. Coach Bill Bonner of A.P.W. thinks it's an advantage. He agrees with you. He said coming into this game that no matter how much scouting Adirondack has done, it's got to cause headaches for defense, not knowing who will be playing where in his backfield. Second down, goal to go from the 8-yard line. Fumbled snap. Stelmachuk to throw, completes the pass, touchdown A.P.W. McKelvey in the back of the end zone. But a flag is down. A flag is down at the 4. Let's see what the call will be.
You know, the fumble allowed that to happen because the defense came up.
Eligible receiver down.
And because of the fumble, that may have caused the penalty on A.P.W. and an ineligible man downfield for A.P.W. What a bizarre play, however.
Yeah, that happens very often when you have a mix-up in the backfield or a play takes a long time to develop and you're putting the ball in the air. If the linemen have that much time, they sort of find their way downfield. And we'll take a look at this again. The fumble causes the penalty and it causes the negated touchdown. Because what the Adirondack defense does is they come after the football, and there you see Shane Paternoster off by himself in the end zone. Or not Paternoster, I'm sorry.
That was McElvey, 23.
McElvey, yeah.
That pushes it back to the 13-yard line. Again, it's goal to go. Second down upcoming for A.P.W. Stelmachuk again, the quarterback. Inside handoff, Hamilton. Touchdown, Rebels.
A.P.W. touchdown by number 40, Wayne Hamilton.
Wow, did they ever dupe Adirondack on that one? As you called it, it was an inside handoff, sort of like a trap draw. And Hamilton just sprinted to the end zone. I mean, he shot out of there. That was darn quick.
Jerry, A.P.W. has lined up for a two-point conversion attempt. There was some miscommunication and confusion. Paternoster had to call for the timeout. That's the third already used by A.P.W. That's their final timeout in the opening half. 10:50 to go in the second quarter. A.P.W. has regained the lead out to a 12-8 advantage. In the first quarter alone, Hamilton had 42 yards, including 29 on one play. And he scores here in the second quarter on a 13-yard run straight up the middle.
Yeah, he's definitely their biggest threat running the football. He's big and he's quick and he has good moves and he runs in the open field very, very well. And he's their biggest threat. But the thing is, Adirondack is just going to have to, and this is a credit to Bill Bonner because what he's forcing them to do is come out of their basic defensive set and to try and deal with this. And actually, I think the way to deal with it is to just stay with their base defense. They're trying to come out of it and they're chasing A.P.W. all over the football field, and in doing so, they're allowing A.P.W.'s strategy of upsetting the defense to work.
Right now, A.P.W. coming out with a full house backfield, looking for 2 points. Stelmachuk, hands off. The last man through is Trumbull. He's got the 2 on the board. A.P.W. increases its advantage. 14-8 the score. One of the problems you have defending against A.P.W. is the number of carriers who can score touchdowns. Hamilton had 12 during the regular season. Trumbull had 7. And it was Trumbull who carries for the 2-point conversion. Here's a look, Jerry Stucci.
Take a look at the replay again. This is pretty straightforward flash play out of the wishbone. You see it a lot. The fullback leads one way, and then the left halfback leads on the other side. They hit the first 2 most dangerous guys that they see, and then the other halfback cuts it up either way, either outside or inside, depending on where the blocks come from. That's probably the only basic play we had on that entire drive.
10:50 to go in the opening half. A.P.W. in front of Adirondack, 14-8.
Number 83, Sean Forrest.
There's a look at a fan on the Adirondack side right now. The Raiders down by 6 points. Gillespie and Crowfoot will try to change things. They are back deep to return. Scorselli has teed it up, and he'll kick it off. Gillespie will take it from the 17. He's got some blockers in front of him. But great pursuit by the special teams of A.P.W. there to make the hit. Bill Phillips, number 30. A.P.W. on defense now against Adirondack from the 35. Let's take a timeout with 10:43 to go in the first half.
Today's matchup is proudly being sponsored by Headwaters Motor Lodge, located on Route 12 in Boonville. Choose from 37 luxurious rooms with free HBO and cable. Relax in our fireplace lounge. Start your day off right with a free continental breakfast. This winter, enjoy snowmobile and cross-country trails that lead right from your door. Reasonable room rates always. Take advantage of this special. Check in on Sunday and leave on Fridays, and you'll receive special low rates. Reservations requested, especially weekends, at Headwaters Motor Lodge, Route 12 in Boonville. Dial 942-4493. And today's game being brought to you by Payne Insurance Company. Independently owned for over 30 years in 4 locations: Boonville, Lowville, Utica, and in Ilion. For home, auto, life, business, and more, personalize your insurance needs. And good luck today to the Adirondack Wildcats football team from Payne Insurance Company.
Eagle Sporting Goods on the corner of Main and Schuyler Streets in Boonville is your #1 sporting goods headquarters, featuring $2 to $5 off Ocean Pacific sportswear, 15% off camouflage clothing in stock, and just in time for winter, Key Blue jeans and Brown Duck outerwear. Remember, there are only 39 shopping days until Christmas, and Eagle Eye Sporting Goods has a convenient Christmas layaway plan. Eagle Eye Sporting Goods on the corner of Main and Schuyler Streets in the heart of Boonville.
Hippo's House of Billiards, 5160 Commercial Drive, Yorkville.
First down and 10 for Adirondack. The quarterback, Rockwell, keeps and has good yardage and the first down. Rockwell out to the 49-yard line, operating out of the I formation. Mark Rockwell, the quarterback for Adirondack. Jerry Stucci, as we said, is an outstanding runner.
Yeah, that was a different look. They came out of the I formation. Oh, we got a clip. It's coming back.
There was a flag down. It was thrown back at the 35-yard line. Adirondack now will go in reverse direction.
Well, what I started to say was that was a different look from Adirondack, I think, taking the lead from A.P.W. They come out in the I formation, then run the option, trying to show something else, and yet go back to the option. But they got a good gain on it. Flag for a clip. It's coming back. And first and 25 is no way to start.
First down.
The ball will now be spotted back at the 20-yard line. 10:29 remaining in the second quarter.
Ball back to the 21-yard line.
I don't know what you have in your playbook to call here. I think you just pretty much have to try and get maybe 7 or 8 yards back on this play and 7 or 8 next play and then worry about it after that.
Call it down. First down and 25 to go. Some movement along the line. It looked like A.P.W. jumped.
Well, I think A.P.W. is going to try and help them out a little bit here because they had him first and 25, and now they got 5 of it back. And if they pick up their 7 yards here that we talked about earlier, then they're going to get themselves into a makeable position.
5-1-55 along the left side of that defensive line was the man guilty of the encroachment foul.
Take a look at it here. Oops, just a little bit too much in the neutral zone. That was enough.
Rockwell takes the snap. The quarterback again to keep. He's near the 34, the 34-yard line, and lunges forward to the 35, trying to pick up a chunk of the yardage that Adirondack lost on that clipping penalty.
Yeah, you see now, as we said, they've come out in the I formation that time, and traditionally they run the option out of the wishbone. Now they're running it out of the I. And what they do out of the I is they run what's called the lead option, and I'll speak about that in a second.
Right now they work out of the I formation again. Second down and 11 for the first down. Rockwell will pitch to Gillespie. Trying to get outside. He is forced out of bounds and takes a crushing hit along the sideline from David Trumbull.
So they didn't do it that time. That time they were in a normal option. They dove at the guard tackle gap. He faked the ball and pitched it out. But oftentimes what they'll do when they're in the I formation, they run an option play. They'll get them a lead blocker. The fullback will become a lead blocker. He'll come out and try to kick the cornerback out and allow the halfback to make the corner.
A lot of substituting by the Adirondack offensive unit. Inside handoff to Gillespie. Big hole for him. Inside the 45. Still pushing ahead.
That's a great call. Great call by Don Benaguatro. He's been shoving it with straight ahead football, and he's been getting yardage that way. And that time, as soon as A.P.W. starts to play totally and completely towards the action, running towards the fullback. And that's what they use there, the fake inside. They pop back a trap counter the other way. Great
Gillespie
job.
that time was lined up in the slot. Right now, the officials have called timeout. Gillespie having a problem with his equipment, trying to fix things up out near midfield. Now Adirondack goes back to the wishbone attack. One wide receiver is Chris Shaw from split to the near side, but the pitch goes to Gillespie, trying to get outside. Boy, is he hit hard to the carpet by Sean Scorzelli.
And that was a great play by Scorzelli. And he strung that play out by himself, and he didn't give anything. He leveled. And defensive ends always talk about leveling off. And that's exactly what he did on that play. He leveled to the line of scrimmage and bided his time. And then when he had a chance to make the contact, he made it, didn't miss.
Then he leveled Gillespie. Second down and 9 upcoming. 8:21 to go in the opening half. Again from the I formation. Rockwell will keep, and the quarterback has a small pickup near the 35-yard line.
And that's what we talked about Rockwell. He's a magician with the football. I mean, yeah, he sticks it in, pulls it out, and then he goes and fakes the pitch, holds on to the football, and it drives defensive ends absolutely batty.
Rockwell rushed for 440-plus yards during the regular season. He averaged about 6 yards per carry. Last week against Lowville in the semifinals, he racked up 72 yards on the ground, including 3 touchdowns. He already has a score in this game. Now bringing the offense up. Third down and 4 upcoming from the 35. Inside handoff, straight ahead with the carry for Adirondack.
Another fourth
Jason
down.
Jocelyn, the fullback, took that handoff.
Another fourth down decision here. What do you do, Bob?
Fourth down and a yard to go. I'm going to turn the question back to you, Jerry Stucci. You are the expert analyst.
I know, but I was trying to get to the No, I think Don Benaquacho's going to go for it. I don't think he's going to think about it too much. He's just going to try and pick up the first down because he's definitely 4 down territory in here.
Again from the full house backfield, the wishbone attack. Handoff to Andy Allen. Allen has the first down to the 26-yard line. Great serve that time on the offensive line.
Yeah, they're running over there on the side of Jason Gleesman, and I'll tell you, they caved in that entire left side there, and they got the isolation block from the fullback, too, on the inside linebacker to get the kick out so he could get up inside and get extra yardage. That was a nice job.
Jerry Stucci, in preparing for the semifinals, A.P.W. had to worry about Herkimer's passing attack. They were able to handle quarterback Steven Sanzo and win that game by a 33-30 score. Now they have to contend with this ground attack by Adirondack. First down and 10 upcoming. Inside the 30-yard line. Play action. Rockwell will throw. Has a man open. Jump has the catch for the 17.
Great reception. He stretched out. Nice throw. It had to be thrown out there. And he just stretched out beautifully and came up with that football. Excellent job all the way around. Good job on the play fake, too. They sold it with the play fake, and I'll tell you, they're doing some good things. Here's the play fake. There you see it right there. He sends Crowfoot one way, and here comes the pass out there. Really nice, looped over the linebacker. Good job. Beautiful reception.
That's a great catch to the 17, very close to a first down. And want to compliment the coverage by Paul Buckley, our cameraman up top, who had a great shot at that great catch by Shaw. The officials now measuring, have brought the chains out, and it is a first down pickup for Adirondack.
Paul, I must thank you personally myself. You're making my job a lot easier.
6:32 left to go in the second quarter. A.P.W. out to a 14-8 lead over Adirondack. The Wildcats right now marching deep in Rebel territory, trying to close the gap. First down and 10 upcoming. The ball spotted at the 17-yard line of A.P.W. Again, it's the full house backfield. Brock is now checked in for Allen. The handoff goes to number 24. With the carry is Crowfoot. He is down at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's that counter action. And they did a real nice job stalling it one way and coming back the other way. And I'll tell you, this A.P.W. defense is scrambling because they really now, this wishbone is doing its deed. It's got them thinking about all the different options that are going on about there, and they're a step slow to react. And then when they do react, they overreact, and they're popping it back behind them. I'm telling you, that's the way it's designed. And look at the amount of time they've eaten up on this drive.
You talk about ball control. It's been epitomized here in the second quarter by Adirondack. The handoff straight up the middle to the 5-yard line. Carrying that time was Brock, but as you can see in the picture to the right of the screen, a flag did come down on the turf. Let's get the call. Jerry Stucci right on the mark. Holding goes against Adirondack.
Yeah, that's a bad penalty in that situation. They were rolling, and they're going to give APW a break here. A badly needed one, I might add. This APW was reeling a little bit from that wishbone attack. But in all seriousness, let me speak to this ball control issue a bit. They took the ball over with 11 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and there are now 5 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the second quarter. They've had a 6-minute drive or thereabouts. The clock is running now, and it's only second down.
Also keep in mind that APW features a number of two-way players. Rockwell on the option will keep and turn upfield. Rockwell finally taken down just outside the 11-yard line. It'll bring up now third down for Adirondack.
It would be tough to stress enough the importance of a quarterback who's able to do the things that Rockwell does. He runs this wishbone to absolute perfection. He sincerely does.
Mark Rockwell, the quarterback, 6 feet, 175 pounds. He is just a junior. He will be back again next year to lead Adirondack. Third down upcoming. Allen with a handoff to the left side of the line. And Andy Allen has the first down carry for Adirondack.
Yeah, you see, and they're going to start the clock here as soon as they get these chains set. And we're talking about a 7-minute drive here, eating up huge amounts of real estate. And Bob Sosa, you alluded to the fact that APW has a lot of two-way players. And this playing defense against this type of offense takes a lot out of you.
It's first down and goal to go. The ball inside the 6-yard line. Gillespie with the handoff. Looking for Pater. Found it.
There it is, 7 minutes and 20 seconds later, touchdown. And when you hold the ball for 7 minutes and 20 seconds and you end up with 6 points on the board and a chance to get 8 on the board, that's exactly doing what you want to do, because remember, APW had Adirondack scrambling with all those different sets. Let's take a look at this replay. There it is, straight ahead blast play. Good block right there by number 34.
Brock leading the way. 34,
Brock, yeah.
David Brock leading that way
Crowfoot
for the touchdown. There's a timeout now. Adirondack has full time to stop the clock and talk things over. They may be looking for 2. We've got a tied ball game. 4:32 remaining in the first half.
Charlie's Auto Sales at 102 Railroad Ave in Boonville is open from 9 a.m. See Charlie Case and Jim Burgoyce with 8 years experience in the auto business. You can count on their excellent reputation. For the greatest deal in town on used cars and quality late models, see Charlie's Auto Sales for guaranteed satisfaction. Phone 942-6386 for Charlie's Auto Sales.
The camcorder is so small and light, you'll take it everywhere. That way you won't miss a thing. And when you go from one subject to the next, it focuses instantly. Like we say, you won't miss a darn thing. The RCA 8mm camcorder. Another way we're changing entertainment. Again.
These fine products available at Adirondack Music, located on Main Street in Boonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30 Monday through Thursday, Friday till 8, and Saturday till 5. At Adirondack Music at 133 Main Street in Boonville. Dial 942-5959. The Stereo Professionals.
Adirondack looking for 2. Allen on the carry. Fighting forward with his second effort. Did not get in. Andy Allen search of the 2-point conversion to stop shy of the goal line.
That was a big second effort, but a bigger effort on the part of APW to keep him on. And that's a big play because they maintain, now they stay even with Adirondack. And I'll tell you what, that could come into play later on.
Adirondack had marched down the field using up 7 minutes and 20 seconds on a touchdown drive. They scored to tie the game on a 5-yard run by Jason Gillespie, but could not convert on the 2-point attempt, and right now are tied at 14 all with A.P.W. The Adirondack Wildcats coming in, 8 up, 1 down. A.P.W. 7 on the plus side, 2 on the downside. Up there in the crow's nest, high atop the Carrier Dome.
They call those seats long-range view for basketball, and now we know why they're long-range view.
That's Mike Martin putting himself on the line up there to provide the shots from the end zone. 4:27 to go in the opening half. There's the view he's providing for us.
It's a very informative view, by the way, because you can see a lot of blocking schemes from there. And you can also see that A.P.W. is offset to the right. This return's coming up to the right if at all possible. Oh, no, now they're going to scoot over. Okay. They were following Adirondack. I mean, A.P.W. was following Adirondack around there.
Perhaps Adirondack knows that we're on to them. Paternoster is back to receive along with Trumbull. It's Shane Paternoster from the 19. Right up the middle of the field. He's got a big hole and is out near midfield. Still moving forward inside the 45.
He has speed to burn. He really does. He just shot right up through that gap. It looked like he had a little crease to get through, and I wasn't sure if he was going to pop through there. And he ended up streaking through there and getting out past the 50-yard line out to the 45 of Adirondack. And now A.P.W. is going to come out with their offensive sets again, and the scramble is going to be on.
Jerry, 4:17 to go in the second quarter. I'm a little bit surprised that Adirondack has kicked to Paternoster. During the course of the regular season, he had an 80-yard kickoff return versus Port Byron and a 75-yard return against Pulaski. Now Page, back to pass, rolling out, under pressure, looking for the far sidelines, won't get there. He is brought down on the loss.
Jason Gleesman, Bob Sosi, he is, this kid, we had a game with him against Mount Markham earlier in the year. And Jason Gleesman was just a dominating football player, offensively and defensively. He forces, and we have a face mask on A.P.W. on top of that.
No, Jerry, that's a clipping call that goes against A.P.W. It's a clipping penalty.
He gave us a face mask.
Now, I believe he gave the clipping indication, Jerry, but you were in mid-sentence talking about the performance of Gleesman.
Yeah, he is just a great athlete. He is big, he is strong, and he is quick as they come. Let's hear the call.
Sort of a nonchalant call.
Yeah, it was.
Referee there.
I saw it. That's Dave Bowen. I know him too.
I want to know one thing about the referee. Then looks as though the locks are going a little bit long there. Maybe in violation perhaps of the High School Athletic Association code.
We'll have to investigate that, Bob says.
We'll get on there. First down and 27. From the shotgun, here's Page. Looking to pass again under pressure. He'll let it loose. He was throwing it away. Stanton was out there, number 49, so no intentional grounding.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. He was pounded to the turf by number 59 for Adirondack, Tom Hall. He just decked him on that play. And what they were doing was, Adirondack has said to themselves, and they're saying to A.P.W. right now, you can screw around in the backfield all you want. You can give all the multiple subs you want to give me. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop you before you get going. We're going to blitz.
3.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Adirondack defending against A.P.W. from the I formation. Paternoster is split out wide to the near side. Page on the rollout will hand off to Trumbull. Trumbull is tripped up and does not get much of a gain. He is stopped at the 43.
Yeah, now you got third and about what's this 20? Third and about 23 here, and I don't know what A.P.W's got here, but let's see. Let's take a look at this the play before then. Oh yeah, this is the sack. Look at this. Oh, we missed. We're following the football like we should be, but I'll tell you what, we missed a great slam.
Jerry Stucci, 2:51 to go in the second quarter. A 14-14 tie. Page again from the shotgun. Throwing long, has Paternoster out there. He makes the diving catch at the 37. That ball was hanging up there for everyone. Paternoster finally slid under it to make the catch. It's shy of a first down, but now it sets up 4th and short And you think A.P.W. is going for it here?
Yeah, and that was set up by the blitz. We just spoke earlier about how they were going to blitz them and they were going to forget about zone coverage. When you blitz, you forget about zone coverage. You're man-to-man. Paternoster beat his man. The weak safety was late coming over, and that's a completion. Fourth down. Let's see what they do.
It sets up 4th and 3. They spotted it at the 38-yard line.
Motion, that's big.
The penalty will go against A.P.W.
Got a dead ball. False start offense.
False start against A.P.W. And it looked like for the Rebels there, Lonnie Madison may have moved a little early.
Yeah, that's a big penalty because that puts you in a 4th down and 8 situation, and 4th and 8 is a lot different than 4th and 3. You pretty much have to resign yourself to throwing the football here unless you've got a sprint draw play that you might want to use or something like that.
Well, despite moving backwards, A.P.W. is going for it. They need to get across the 35-yard line. The ball is spotted at the 43. Trumbull, the man in motion. Stalmashuk again, the quarterback. Stumbling after taking the snap, will throw for Trumbull. The receiver slipped with the pass is well underthrown. The ball turns over to Adirondack on down.
Yeah, it was well underthrown for good reason because Jason Gleason was about to run over his man and put a lick on the quarterback. He didn't do it because the ball was gotten rid of. But I'll tell you right now, he was definitely feeling the pressure.
Jerry, penalty has been declined by Adirondack on that play. A.P.W. got flagged for another call against him. It was a holding penalty. However, Adirondack declines and takes over 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. 1:43 left to play in the second quarter. Martin Television Productions with you. Continuing our coverage of the 1991 Section 3 Championships. I'm Bob Sosi. He's Jerry Stucci. Here at the press box level, the Carrier Dome. Now the quarterback, Rockwell, hands off. A nice gain for number 21. Upfield is Mike Weiler. Weiler inside A.P.W. territory, but hold everything. A flag comes down at midfield.
Yeah, this is coming back, and this is in either the territory where it's either a hold or a clip on the offense.
Against the offense.
It's the latter.
Yeah, and that's what it is, and that's unfortunate. Let's see if we can see this on replay. Here we are, running the football. Let's see. Nothing there. Nothing in the picture there. Right here it's coming up, I think. No. Wow, I don't know.
I think the clip may have been out of the picture.
Out of the picture, yeah. Yeah, because you couldn't tell from that replay whether there was one. It doesn't mean there wasn't, though.
In any case, it sets up 1st down and 18 for Adirondack. The ball now moved all the way back to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and I don't think if you're Adirondack, you're going to do anything that you don't usually do here. You know, they're not really that much of a throwing football team, and I kind of think that you might see an option or some sort of reverse or something like that, but nothing like throwing the football deep or anything of that nature.
Now they work out of the I formation. Rockwell, the quarterback, under serious heat, is taken down near the 30-yard line.
And see, in A.P.W. knew that. They were coming on a run blitz, and that run blitz was aimed at stopping the option before the option got a chance to get going.
Wes Prowl made the stop. Let's take a timeout. Less than a minute to go in the opening half. 14-all in the Class C title game.
Today's exciting matchup from the Carrier Dome is being sponsored by the North Country Pictorial. It's a local Boonville newspaper, absolutely free. Pictorial is the word. In-depth sports coverage, features on local people and events, monthly features, business, and more. Ask for our publication at your favorite newsstand, a bi-weekly publication, the North Country Pictorial. Call us at 942-3900 for more information. And today's game is proudly being sponsored by the Boonville Elks Lodge 2158. With this reminder, hugs are better than drugs. That's Boonville Elks Lodge 2158, located on Utica Boulevard in Boonville. Good luck to the Wildcats in today's matchup.
For quality clothing, head to Action T-Shirts on Main Street in Boonville for custom screen printing on T-shirts, jackets, sweatpants, and school apparel. Also offering custom screen printing on real estate signs, bumper strips, magnetic door signs, and political signs. All available at Action T-Shirts. Phone 942-4915 or 942-4333 for Action T-Shirts on Main Street in Boonville next to Capri Pizzeria.
When your sink is sunk, call Roto-Rooter. When your drain doesn't, you'd better call Roto-Rooter. When your tub's down the tubes where it taps for your pipes, call us. We can clear any drain in the house in minutes. And away go troubles down the drain.
Back at the Carrier Dome, the clock ticking away, the closing seconds of the opening half. Down to 14 ticks of the clock remaining. Adirondack ran a play while we were away. It sets up 3rd down and 19 after a minimal gain. The Wildcats to operate out of the I formation. This is the final play of the second quarter. Gillespie on the inside handoff will be brought down there to make the stop for Poindexter and Brawl. And that brings it to an end. The opening half of football, the 1991 Class C championship game. Nothing decided yet. Adirondack 14, Baltimore Parish, Williamstown 14. You're watching Martin Television Productions' ongoing coverage of the 91 Section 3 championships from the Carrier Dome.
Today's exciting high school football matchup is proudly being sponsored by Dave Peters, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge Trucks, your small overhead country dealer. Just a short 20-minute ride from Utica. At Dave Peters, 91 Dodge Dakota Sport Trucks 4x2s are just $88.17. Up to $500 rebates on all-wheel drives, Plymouth and Dodge, Colts and Vistas. Many models and colors to choose from. Rebates up to $2,000. Financing as low as 4.9%. Ask about our lease programming. Fast, courteous service awaits you. And stop in and say hi to Steve Carter and Dave Peters, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge Trucks. And today's game proudly sponsored by Sanford Pharmacy at 109 Main Street in Boonville. Open Monday through Friday from 9 till 7, Saturdays from 9 till 5. Select from a large assortment of Carlton cards and gifts. Your full-service pharmacy. And have your prescriptions delivered absolutely free or pick them up. Emergency 24-hour prescription service always. And Sanford Pharmacy is your Western Union agent. Accepts all prescription carriers and medication compensation. Film developing, you betcha, in one day. And the second prints are absolutely free. Your hometown family drugstore. Fast and reliable service. And everyday low prices like Timex watches in stock, 20% off at Sanford Pharmacy in Boonville.
Eagle Sporting Goods on the corner of Main and Schuyler Streets in Boonville is your #1 sporting goods headquarters, featuring $2 to $5 off Ocean Pacific sportswear, 15% off camouflage clothing in stock, and just in time for winter, Key Blue jeans and Brown Duck outerwear. Remember, there are only 39 shopping days until Christmas, and Eagle Eye Sporting Goods has a convenient Christmas layaway plan. Eagle Eye Sporting Goods on the corner of Main and Schuyler Streets in the heart of Boonville.
Back at the Carrier Dome, a 14-14 tie at halftime. The third quarter about to get underway. Baltimore Parish, Williamstown, and Adirondack going at it in this Class C championship game. Bob Sosi along with Jerry Stucci. Jerry, Adirondack will receive the opening kickoff to start the third quarter. No mystery from Adirondack in the first half. They moved the ball very well with their wishbone attack.
Yeah, Adirondack has done what they set out to do. Move the football on the ground and eat up some time. They did that. A 7-minute, 20-second drive. The only thing is A.P.W. has all of us, including Adirondack, scrambling all over the place on defense.
Well, that's because A.P.W. has used 3 quarterbacks so far in this game. Greg Page, the designated passer, along with running quarterbacks Jamie Stelmachuk and Shane Paternoster. Now A.P.W. will kick it off to Adirondack. The Adirondack Wildcats had to come back and tie this game up at 14-all on a 5-yard run by Jamie Gillespie. Adirondack, you can see, piling up the yardage on the ground, 153 yards in all for the wishbone attack. Gillespie now to receive the kickoff to start the third quarter. Straight up the middle of the field, Jason Gillespie out across the 30-yard line before he's thrown down by number 55, Bob Wood.
Okay, we're probably going to see more of the same from Adirondack. That's keeping it on the ground, trying to run the wishbone to the best of their ability, which is pretty darn good. Rockwell, remember, in the first half did an excellent job holding onto the football, duping the defensive end, and marching the Adirondack Wildcats.
The Adirondack Wildcats.
Okay.
In the opening half, Gillespie was the leading rusher for Adirondack. He carried 9 times for 51 yards. Now from the I formation, Allen is the fullback. And on the keeper, Rockwell, the quarterback, gets across the line of scrimmage. And actually will be thrown for a loss there.
Yeah, see now what A.P.W. did at halftime is they made a couple of adjustments. And one of the things that they did, I noticed that time, they have their safeties a lot closer. Let's take a look at Adirondack's offense here. You see Jason Gleesman right there, resetting it for him. He's their big man, and they like to run the left over Jason Gleesman. Scott Sansbury, Tom Hall, Dave Crane, and Justin Tanner run out the offensive line.
Second down and 11 after a loss of 1. On the pitch, here's Gillespie to the near side. Gillespie picks up some yardage. He's finally pushed out of bounds. Phillips and Trumbull there to make the stop and force him out.
You know,
another look at the backs and receivers in the Adirondack offense. Of course, the quarterback, Rockwell, leads the option attack.
Okay, what we started to say before that was that A.P.W. has made a couple of adjustments. And one thing is they have their safeties a lot closer to the line of scrimmage now. And I guess what they're going to say to Adirondack, they're going to dare them to play action pass. So take a look here. See how tight the safeties are? They're really, really close.
Third down and 2. Back to the wishbone. The handoff goes to Brock. And Brock is very close to a first down.
Yeah, that was a good call off tackle. They've had a lot of success going off tackle the other way off of Gleesman's side, and this time they ran right and they got the first down. And I kind of think that A.P.W. was expecting them to run over Gleesman, and they ran away from him that time. Good job by Bach, protecting the football with 2 hands and getting the yards he needed to get for the first down.
Brock may have been injured on that play. You can see him along the sideline shaking his hand. He did pick up the necessary yardage to move the chains. Now the ball out across the 35, spotted at the 44-yard line. Here's the handoff inside. That's Gillespie with the carry out first down, picking up a couple of yards for Adirondack.
Yeah, and these yards are going to be a lot tougher for Adirondack in this half. They're going to insist on doing it that way. Not to say that they're not going to be able to, but A.P.W. is definitely telling them, try and beat us deep.
Recapping the first half scoring, A.P.W. scored first. David Trumbull scooped up the fumble and ran 51 yards for a touchdown. A.P.W. then gave up a touchdown drive to Adirondack. Rockwell scored from 4 yards away. Now he's going to throw downfield and will overthrow everyone, and that's a good thing because his intended receiver was well covered. He was looking for Jason Johnson, number 33.
Yeah, they fooled the linebackers on that play, and they fooled me. They fooled me because I was watching the runner go into the line of scrimmage, but actually he didn't fool the 2 deep safeties. They're playing deep. They're playing 2 deep zone here, and they got back there doing a real nice job.
Third down and long upcoming. 7 needed for the make. On the option, Rockwell will keep. Now he'll pitch, and it's good coverage and containment by the A.P.W. defense. The pitch went to number 42 for Adirondack, Andy Allen. He had nowhere to go. It brings up 4th down now.
Yeah, they got some great play on the defense that time, and that's exactly what they needed to do. And we'll take a look at this again. There's the fake into the line of scrimmage. Rockwell holds on to the ball, still doing a good job. And he pitches when a guy commits. But see right there, there's the safety man, and the safety man is coming up awfully quick for A.P.W. Awfully quick, and I really think that at some point they can burn them with some play action if they get the time to deliver it.
Jerry, going back to the first half scoring, we talked about the Rockwell 4-yard run. He also picked up a 2-point conversion throwing the ball. That gave Adirondack an 8-6 lead. A.P.W. marched downfield. Hamilton took it in from 13 yards away to put A.P.W. back on top by a 14-8 score. But Adirondack closed out the first half scoring on a 5-yard run by Jason Gillespie. Now the Wildcats to punt the ball back over to A.P.W. Paternoster set to return. The punt is away by Rockwell. It takes a good hop for Adirondack, and Paternoster takes a gamble by fielding it, and he's able to cover up at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, I'll say he did. And, well, that was Adirondack's attempt to kick the ball away from Paternoster, and they kept him from returning it.
9 minutes even to go in the third quarter. 14-14. the Class C Section 3 title on the line.
Today's matchup is proudly being sponsored by Headwaters Motor Lodge, located on Route 12 in Boonville. Choose from 37 luxurious rooms with free HBO and cable. Relax in our fireplace lounge. Start your day off right with a free continental breakfast. This winter, enjoy snowmobile and cross-country trails that lead right from your door. Reasonable room rates always. Take advantage of this special. Check in on Sunday and leave on Fridays, and you'll receive special low rates. Reservations requested, especially weekends, at Headwaters Motor Lodge, Route 12 in Boonville. Dial 942-4493. And today's game being brought to you by Payne Insurance Company. Independently owned for over 30 years in 4 locations: Boonville, Lowville, Utica, and in Ilion. For home, auto, life, business, and more, personalize your insurance needs. And good luck today to the Adirondack Wildcats football team from Payne Insurance Company.
Charlie's Auto Sales at 102 Railroad Ave in Boonville is open from 9 a.m. See Charlie Case and Jim Burgoyne with 8 years experience in the auto business. You can count on their excellent reputation. For the greatest deal in town on used cars and quality late models, see Charlie's Auto Sales for guaranteed satisfaction. Phone 942-6386 for Charlie's Auto Sales.
Hippo's House of Billiards, 5160 Commercial Drive, Yorkville.
A.P.W. now to show us some wishbone attack, and the inside handoff goes nowhere for the Rebels as they begin their first series of the second half, carrying straight up the middle, number 40, Wayne Hamilton.
Yeah, they're coming out in the wishbone set, but I don't know how long that's going to last. Paternoster's the quarterback at the moment. But, as we saw in the first half, A.P.W. started out their first series with 3 wide receivers. And now they come out in the wishbone. They don't hesitate to go to multiple sets. They've demonstrated that very, very well here today.
Second down and 8. Paternoster starts the second half as the quarterback for A.P.W. He gives the handoff to Trumbull, and he gets stuck right at the line of scrimmage. He gets introduced in a big way to a big man. Gleesman, number 75.
Yeah, that's Jason Gleesman, and I'll tell you right now, he didn't bite on the counter one bit. What they did is they faked down here to the left side, and they came back and handed off to the right. And Gleesman just stayed right at home the way he's supposed to and just leveled the man. It's a great job.
Gleesman, 6'3", 220 pounds. He is only a junior. He had 9 sacks during the regular season and forced 4 fumbles for the Adirondack defense. He's strong and he is quick. On the pitch, Trumbull will take it. He'll look for outside running room. David Trumbull with a nice pickup gets the first down and more.
Yeah,
there's a pileup on Trumbull on that far side.
And that time they got Jason Gleesman. We were just talking about his accolades, his 9 sacks and everything else. But right now on that play, they got him caught inside. Take a look at this on replay, and look at Gleesman. You can't really see it. He was at the top of your screen, but he's not in your pit. There he is right there. He was caught inside, and he couldn't get out there to force the play, and that was the big deal on that play because they got him blocked.
Well, credit number 49, Clark Stanton. The ball came loose at the end of that play. Hamilton recovered for A.P.W. Now Page is the quarterback. He'll pitch to Trumbull. With a lot of blockers out there to lead the way, he still finds the tackler for Adirondack. The stop made by Dave Brock, number 34.
Yeah, Dave Brock did an excellent job on that play. He's the right inside linebacker, and he was the only man that was there for Adirondack. He had to make that tackle because they had that blocked pretty darn well. They had that walled off the whole left side. There would have been a lot of green there.
Dominic Benaquatro along the sidelines for Adirondack in his 6th season at the helm of the Wildcats. Second down and 9 upcoming. Stelmachuk, now the quarterback, gives it to Paternoster, and he pitches back to Trumbull, and A.P.W. is in serious trouble. They're going to lose a chunk of yardage on that play. There is a penalty flag on the field.
Well, I tell you, when you're moving the ball, you're handing the ball off, then you're pitching it.
Let's get the goal.
On the offense.
So you're handing it off, and then you're pitching it, and you're doing all of these things in the backfield. A lot can go wrong, and there's a fake handoff, and there's a handoff, and there's an option pitch from Paternoster. And I'll tell you what, Adirondack had it defended. They didn't buy any of that. Look at Jason Gleesman. He's chasing the play from behind, and he almost gets it on the tackle. Also a holding penalty, which I doubt they'll take here.
The penalty is declined, the indication by the referee. That play from the outset spells disaster for A.P.W. They'll take over now on third down from the 34. They need to get to the 48-yard line of Adirondack to pick up the first down. Again, they go from the shotgun formation. It's Page, the quarterback. Page with time to throw. Throws down across the middle of the field. He'll be picked off by Rockwell. Rockwell inside A.P.W. territory to the 34-yard line. Well, I guess if he's not throwing passes, he's picking them off for Adirondack.
Yeah, and I've got to question that. We saw they had a lot of receivers in the same area on an earlier play, and this time they had three receivers basically in the same area going down the middle of the field, and this ball is thrown up for grabs. I don't think there's any intent on this pass. I mean, it's just up in the middle of the field, and there's your center fielder right there, and he just comes down with the football. There's three receivers, three A.P.W. receivers in about a 15-yard radius, and that's not good.
Jerry, Page was looking for Paternoster, the intended target. Paternoster is now down on the field, laying on his backside near the 41-yard line. He was injured in last week's semifinal contest, but did come back to play in that game. Needless to say, A.P.W. can ill afford to lose his services. We've got a timeout. 5:49 left to go in the third quarter. A.P.W. 14, Adirondack 14.
Today's exciting matchup from the Carrier Dome is being sponsored by the North Country Pictorial. It's a local Boonville newspaper, absolutely free. Pictorial is the word. In-depth sports coverage, features on local people and events, monthly features, business, and more. Ask for our publication at your favorite newsstand, a bi-weekly publication, the North Country Pictorial. Call us at 942-3900 for more information. And today's game is proudly being sponsored by the Boonville Elks Lodge 2158. With this reminder, hugs are better than drugs. That's Boonville Elks Lodge 2158, located on Utica Boulevard in Boonville. Good luck to the Wildcats in today's matchup.
The RCA 8mm camcorder is so small and light, you'll take it everywhere. That way you won't miss a thing. And when you go from one subject to the next, it focuses instantly. Like we say, you won't miss a darn thing. The RCA 8mm camcorder. Another way we're changing entertainment. Again.
These fine products available at Adirondack Music, located on Main Street in Boonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30 Monday through Thursday, Friday till 8, and Saturday till 5. That's Adirondack Music at 133 Main Street in Boonville. Dial 942-5959. The Stereo Professionals.
Nice, real nice. Great, just great. Look at all that gunk that gets in your drains, and when they finally back up, is all that junk going to get rid of all that gunk? Get real. Gunk takes special Roto-Rooter equipment and experts who get there fast and clear clogged and slow-running drains quick. Call Roto-Rooter.
And away goes troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
First down and 10 upcoming for Adirondack. The pitch to Jason Gillespie. To the near side, Gillespie forced out of bounds near the 20-yard line. He was pushed out by Wayne Hamilton.
Yeah, great speed and great agility by Jason Gillespie, able to tightrope the sideline for about 7 or 8 yards on that play, which is pretty good considering you got all your momentum going towards the sideline. Then he turned it up and was able to ankle it off that way. That's a real nice athletic play.
Gillespie had 720 yards rushing during the regular season. Meanwhile, Jason Jocelyn had 388 yards on the ground. Neither of those Jasons carries a knife or wears a hockey mask, but still they find a way to terrorize the opposing defense. Right now it's first down and 10 from the 21. Adirondack looking to forge ahead. Inside handoff. Jocelyn. Touchdown. Jason Jocelyn.
Yeah, they did it to him.
We've heard from Jason Gillespie throughout this game. We now hear from Jason Jocelyn. I'll get it right.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Adirondack. The score is now 20-14. The Wildcats lead. Again, they're looking for two. Allen in motion. The handoff to Gillespie. Touchdown. Or rather, two-point conversion. It's a two-point conversion, folks. 22-14. Adirondack leads by 8. Please bear with me.
And that's a big conversion, but now what we're looking at is, if you remember last time when Adirondack had scored, A.P.W. stopped Adirondack on the two-point conversion. And had they done that, they'd be up by 10 points now. Let's take a replay of the touchdown. There you see a great block by number 76 for Adirondack. He simply opened up the entire hole. There was Scott Sazenberry, and he just absolutely opened up a gaping hole for Jason Jocelyn. Great job by the offensive line of Adirondack. They're up by 8 points. They could be up by 10 points, and A.P.W's got a chance to get into this football game with a touchdown and a two-point conversion. So like I said, that two-point conversion that was missed may loom big later on in this football game.
Jason Gillespie with the touchdown. Jason Jocelyn with a two-point conversion. 5:29 to go in the third quarter. Adirondack 22, A.P.W. 14. The Adirondack Wildcats looking for their second Section 3 championship in the last 3 seasons. Back to receive for A.P.W. Paternoster to the near side, number 27, Trumbull. Split out to the far side, he's 44. And Mr. Jocelyn will kick it off. It's a swift kick up to the near side of the field. And that ball will bounce out of bounds, and A.P.W. has the option. They can take over at the 34-yard line, or they can make Adirondack re-kick.
I think you kind of almost want to take the football right there. I mean, you know, you're guaranteed to have the ball around the 35-yard line, and that's pretty good field position, but I guess they want Paternoster to have a chance to return the football, so it looks like they're going to make him kick it again. The only problem with that is I don't think they're going to kick it to Paternoster.
Last time Paternoster got his hands on a kickoff return, he ran it back nearly 30 yards. As we've already told you, during the course of the 91 season, he ran one kickoff back 75 yards. That was against Alaska. And another, he returned 80 yards for a touchdown against Fort Byron. Again, Paternoster is back, deep to receive along with Trumbull. We'll see if Adirondack will kick it away from Paternoster again. Also keep in mind, Paternoster was shaken up on the last offensive series for the Rebels. The kick is sent straight up the middle. Hamilton fields on a hop, and he has a big hole right through the middle and gets into Adirondack territory. Wayne Hamilton takes it to the 47-yard line, and A.P.W. takes over. First down and 10.
Yeah, now the scramble's going to be on again. This time we have coming in at quarterback, number 7, Jamie Stelmachuk. He's going to start this series. Paternoster started the last one.
Stelmachuk, a 5'8", 141-pound senior, taking over at quarterback now. He is the third of 3 quarterbacks used today by Bill Bonner, the A.P.W. head coach. Greg Page started. Paternoster has also occupied the QB slot. Now it's Stelmachuk back in there. Handoff. First man through is Wayne Hamilton. He runs right into the heart of that Adirondack line.
Yeah, it's real tough to run over that left side with Jason Gleesman over there. I mean, he is just so big and strong, that if you try and run off tackle, he just sort of collapses the whole thing inside of you. And it's difficult. What you can do, though, is you can get him hooked probably if you can get him to bite inside. And you might have to run around him.
But Jerry, right now A.P.W. also has to establish the running game to hopefully open up the passing attack.
See what they do with Gleesman? No, now that he's over here on the right side. They move him around. Adirondack, A.P.W. never has a gauge of where he is.
Here's the handoff. It's Trumbull, the second man through. David Trumbull picks up a couple of yards on the carry, taking it to the 43-yard line.
The defensive end is very similar to the outside line. We got a player hurt on this play. Defensive end in a 5-2 is very, very similar to an outside linebacker in a 3-4 that you see in the NFL all the time. And what happens here is there's the policeman and the rest of the defensive line. They'll move him around. It says left defensive end, but that time he was lined up on the right defensive end, and he'll line up in the middle, and he'll line up off the football too. That's what they do a lot with guys like Lawrence Taylor and all those glamour outside linebackers, which is definitely the glamour position on defense in the NFL these days.
Shane Wilson was the player who was injured on that rushing attempt by A.P.W. Wilson appears to be okay. He jogged off to the near sideline. Now it brings up 3rd down and 5 for A.P.W. Less than 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. On the option, Delmashuk pitches and bounces one to Trumbull. He's able to make a nice recovery and get back to the original line of scrimmage and perhaps pick up a yard or two on the play. It brings up 4th down.
And this brings up a topic about continually switching quarterbacks. I know you confound the defense, and I know that does a lot of good things, but there's negative that goes along with it. You've got 3 different guys running the option, and they don't get into the flow.
Jerry, another factor, too, is when you fall behind or late in a close ball game, you look for someone to lead you when you've got a different guy in there every other series who comes up with a big lift.
Yeah, who emerges, exactly. No one's there to emerge as a leader.
A.P.W. will now punt the ball. Scorzelli to kick it away. Back to receive for Adirondack is Weiler. He'll watch it head out of bounds. It takes a good hop along the near sideline, and Adirondack will be pinned deep inside its own 20-yard line. There's a timeout. 3:41 left to go in the third quarter. Adirondack 22, A.P.W. 14. This is the Class C championship, the Carrier Dome.
For quality clothing, head to Action T-Shirts on Main Street in Boonville. For custom screen printing on T-shirts, jackets, sweatpants, and school apparel. Also offering custom screen printing on real estate signs, bumper strips, magnetic door signs, and political signs. All available at Action T-Shirts. Phone 942-4915 or 942-4333 for Action T-Shirts on Main Street in Boonville next to Capri Pizzeria.
Today's exciting high school football matchup is proudly being sponsored by Dave Peters, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge Trucks, your small overhead country dealer. Just a short 20-minute ride from Utica. At Dave Peters, 91 Dodge Dakota Sport Trucks 4x2s are just $88.17. Up to $500 rebates on all-wheel drives, Plymouth and Dodge, Colts and Vistas. Many models and colors to choose from. Rebates up to $2,000. Financing as low as 4.9%. Ask about our lease programming. Fast, courteous service awaits you. And stop in and say hi to Steve Carter and Dave Peters, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge Trucks. And today's game proudly sponsored by Sanford Pharmacy at 109 Main Street in Boonville. Open Mondays through Friday from 9 till 7, Saturdays from 9 till 5. Select from a large assortment of Carlton cards and gifts. Your full-service pharmacy. And have your prescriptions delivered absolutely free or pick them up. Emergency 24-hour prescription service always. And Sanford Pharmacy is your Western Union agent. Accepts all prescription carriers and medication compensation. Film developing, you betcha, in one day. And the second prints are absolutely free. Your hometown family drugstore. Fast and reliable service. And everyday low prices like Timex watches in stock, 20% off at Sanford Pharmacy in Boonville.
First down and 10 for Adirondack. The Wildcats ahead by 8. The pitch to Gillespie, and he is taken down for a loss. A big defensive play bursting through the line with Sean Scorzelli, number 83.
Yeah, you know, we've talked about that defensive back position when it comes to stopping the option. What they have to do is they have to take the pitch man. And what he did was he zoned in on him, and he just headed for the spot where the pitch man would be so he could cut him off. And if he can do that, then you can stop the option. Problem is, you're not allowed to do it all the time.
-1 on the carry. Now the pitch goes outside to Brock, and Brock gets across the 18-yard line before he is taken down. He's near the original line of scrimmage.
You see that A.P.W. as a team, they have a lot of speed. They're not as big as Adirondack, but they have a lot of speed as a team. Their defensive ends, their linebackers, and their secondary men are very, very fast. So it's hard to make the perimeter for the sake of making the perimeter. They've got to get there some other way. Get there off tackle and then veer outside. But just to try and run around them is very difficult because they're very, very quick.
Now let's see what they'll do on 3rd down and 9. Remember the first half, Adirondack attempted only 3 passes. Rockwell, the quarterback. The inside handoff straight ahead for Jason Jocelyn. It's Jason, not Jamie. Jocelyn carries. Regardless of the first name, he picks up the first down.
Same play they scored the touchdown on. And that was number 76 again, Scott Sazenberry, opening up the hole. And Jason Gleesman from the other side getting a downfield block, which allowed him to get the additional yardage for the make.
First down and 10 now from the 30-yard line for Adirondack. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, the wishbone attack. The pitch goes to Allen. He has running room and gets across the 35. There may be a penalty against Adirondack on that play.
33, not that.
Yeah, it's was that illegal motion? Yeah, I think it's illegal motion against Adirondack. And you know, that's a tough penalty to take here because 1st and 10 as a wishbone team, you're real comfortable. You run the football, you pick up as many yards, whatever. Now you're going to run 1st and 15, and if you pick up 5, you're in 2nd and 10. You haven't gained anything.
Again, Adirondack backed up on the penalty.
On the offense, repeat first down.
The illegal motion moves Adirondack back to the 25-yard line. 1st and 15 upcoming for the Wildcats. Rockwell under center. There was some movement along the line. The whistles blow, the flags fall.
Got him on the hard count. I heard it from all the way up here. He just, you hear about that a lot in the National Football League.
The dead ball is encroachment on the defense.
You hear that a lot in the National Football League. The quarterbacks get that hard count, and on a hard count, a lot of times they can get a defense to jump. A.P.W. has had to react to a lot of things Adirondack has done today. They're trying to get off the ball real quickly like they should be. A little teeny bob of the head, a hard count, and over they go. They got the penalty back.
Jerry, so often you hear coaches talk about changing the cadences. Handoff for Adirondack, straight ahead, good yardage on the play. The handoff went to Crowfoot, number 24.
See, now this turns the situation. If they run that same play on 1st and 15, right, they're looking at 2nd and 10, and they've gained nothing. That's like nothing on 1st down. That penalty was big because now they're looking at 2nd and 4, and they're in a wishbone, and I'm telling you, we haven't seen a play-action pass yet from this team, and I know they've done it. Okay, I don't know if they're going to do it here, but this would be a great time for one.
Ball spotted at the 35. It's a 5-yard pop on 1st down. Handoff straight up the middle. 1st down again with the carry, Jocelyn.
And, they move the chains, and they're moving the clock. We're going to be down at the end of the 3rd quarter real soon, and the time of possession is definitely slanted way in Adirondack's favor. And the wishbone has been allowed them to do that.
Back in 1989 when Adirondack won the Class C title along the championship drive with a semifinal win over A.P.W. In 89, the Wildcats won 29-15. Now they're driving for a championship. The pitch to Gillespie. He is met immediately. The ball comes loose. There's a scramble for it. I think A.P.W. recovered. Let's see. Rebels ball.
I was just about to say how well the clock management was going. Now A.P.W., they're partying on that sideline because they're down 8 points. They got the football back. Remember, they're within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Here's a replay. There's the replay of a party.
No party on the Adirondack sideline. A.P.W. recovers the fumble. Here's a look.
Here we go. Ball's not out yet. Right there, he's fighting for more yardage, as very often happens. The secondary hit knocks the football loose. And there's number 55,
Bob Wood on the recovery. First down and 10 APW from the 35. Trumbull with the handoff to the 30-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on first down. That play closes out the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play in the Class C championship game, Adirondack leads APW 22-14. But the Rebels are marching in Wildcat territory. 12 minutes left to go. Let's take a timeout. You're watching Section 3 playoff action. Smart Television Productions, Fox 33.
Eagle Eye Sporting Goods on the corner of Main and Schuyler Streets in Boonville is your #1 sporting goods headquarters, featuring $2 to $5 off Ocean Pacific sportswear, 15% off camouflage clothing in stock, and just in time for winter, Key Blue jeans and Brown Duck outerwear. Remember, there are only 39 shopping days until Christmas, and Eagle Eye Sporting Goods has a convenient Christmas layaway plan. Eagle Eye Sporting Goods on the corner of Main and Schuyler Streets in the heart of Boonville.
Today's matchup is proudly being sponsored by Headwaters Motor Lodge, located on Route 12 in Boonville. Choose from 37 luxurious rooms with free HBO and cable. Relax in our fireplace lounge. Start your day off right with a free continental breakfast. This winter, enjoy snowmobile and cross-country trails that lead right from your door. Reasonable room rates always. Take advantage of this special. Check in on Sunday and leave on Fridays, and you'll receive special low rates. Reservations requested, especially weekends, at Headwaters Motor Lodge, Route 12 in Boonville. Dial 942-4493. And today's game being brought to you by Payne Insurance Company. Independently owned for over 30 years in 4 locations: Boonville, Lowville, Utica, and in Ilion. For home, auto, life, business, and more, personalize your insurance needs. And good luck today to the Adirondack Wildcats football team from Payne Insurance Company.
Hippo's House of Billiards, 5160 Commercial Drive, Yorkville.
12 minutes to go in the Class C championship. APW marching. They trail by 8. Hand off to Wayne Hamilton up the middle. He is met immediately. There was the first hit for Adirondack was Frank Salamone.
Yeah, that was a big play, because what he did was he held his ground against a double-team block, which is not the easiest thing to do all the time. And he just managed to hold his ground and found the ball carrier. And that's a big play, because that brings up a third down here. And APW is the trailing team, so they're going to have to look at a way to make this first down.
That tackle made by number 82, Chris Shaw, coming up to make the stop. It was not Salamone, 83. Now it brings up third down and 5 from the 30. Stelmachuk takes the handoff. Now will throw downfield, and that pass was nearly intercepted. He was putting that one up for grabs, throwing it a triple coverage. He was looking for number 30, Bill Phillips.
Yeah, Bob, and not only throwing in the triple coverage, but he was rolling right, off balance, trying to throw the ball back across the field between 3 defenders and sort of squeeze it in there. And I'm telling you, John Elway can't do that.
Jerry, here's the question. That was an obvious passing down. Third down and 5 for APW. Greg Page is supposed to be the designated passer, yet Stelmachuk under center. He'll be in there again for APW, and now we'll use the timeout.
Yeah, you're going to want to get the right call here, because, you know, the thing is, if you give Adirondack the football back, they can keep it for a mighty long time. Okay. And next week we're going to have a lot of fun, Bobby. We got this.
Yeah, next week, Jerry, you're talking about action here at the Carrier Dome. The 1991 Arcaro Classic, a couple of games on tap for us, All-Star Classics. First at 1 o'clock, the Syracuse area All-Stars will get underway. They'll have 2 squads, the North and the South, getting at it in the Syracuse area. This APW team will have some players invited to that opener. Then at 3:30, folks, you might want to come on over and watch the Utica area teams go at it. 3:30 next Saturday right here at the Carrier Dome. Some of the players that you will see throughout the day in the Section 3 championships, of course, will be in that contest Whitesboro upcoming later on the Class A championship to take on Corcoran. They will be involved in that Utica area All-Star contest, as will the Adirondack Wildcats. So that's a doubleheader next week at the Carrier Dome.
That's
1 o'clock start and a 3:30 start here in Syracuse.
That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It really is.
It should be a lot of fun to watch, but right now we've got serious business to attend to. A.P.W. 4th down and 5. 11:17 to go into the fourth quarter. Stelmachuk again, the quarterback. Stanton, the man in motion. The pitch to Hamilton. Looking for outside running room. Won't get the first down. He is stopped shy of the marker by about 2 yards. And the ball did come loose regardless. He did not get there.
Yeah, you know, that's, I don't know. That's probably a result of what that last play, trying to throw into triple coverage and all that other stuff. I mean, Adirondack was not letting him have a pass, so they figured maybe they'll run around him. But they're very, very strong at the defensive ends as Adirondack, and it's difficult to run outside of them.
Right now, the objective for Adirondack, eat the time away. They'll do it on the ground. The Wishbone offense is out there again. First man through Jocelyn. He's been the workhorse here in the second half.
Well, you know, and this has been a pattern with Adirondack. Remember, as soon as the play clock gets set, they start going through this, taking their time, walking back to the huddle, and typically they'll snap the ball with 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock. And they started doing this, you know, way, way earlier in the ball game. And let's see how long it takes to set here. The clock started a little late here, so let's see what happens.
Pickup of 6 yards for Jocelyn. He has now total 56 yards on the ground, most of them in the second half. Straight ahead with that carry was Andy Allen. They're starting to spread the wealth around on offense. Allen picks up the first down. The clock stops momentarily as they move the chains. 10:22 and now it starts up again.
Well, you know, see, the A.P.W. defense has spent an awful lot of time on the football field. Okay, they've been defending against all these options and all these runs outside, inside this entire game. And now is when the wishbone really wears on you because the options keep coming at you and your legs start to go on defense.
Bill Bonner called this A.P.W. team his most physical ever. Right now, they have to live up to that billing. The handoff picks up a good gain on first down for Adirondack. Again, it's Jason Jocelyn with the carry. It will set up second down in short yardage.
You know, and if you had to choose one offense to try and run out clock with, the wishbone would be the one that you would choose because it has such ball control built into it. It's the premises of it.
Another thing, Jerry, on this wishbone attack, you would figure now that Adirondack will stay with the inside handoffs rather than risk the pitches.
Right.
Now Rockwell will keep it. Across midfield, Rockwell has the first down plus to the 45.
And that's a good point. That was an option play, but Rockwell, even though he pitches it as well as he does, was going to hold on to that football. You saw him tuck it away. There was no option there. He was running that ball.
A.P.W. desperately needs a stop right here. If Adirondack scores and tacks on some more points, increasing that 8-point advantage as it stands now, A.P.W. certainly would be in a very big hole. The Adirondack defense has been tough all season long. Fumble! I think Rockwell recovered it.
No, he was trying to ride the fake there, and what he did is he stuck the ball in a little bit too far, and the fullback tried to take it from him the way he's supposed to, and Rockwell's supposed to get that out a little bit quicker. I think what he was watching was his read, and instead of looking the ball in and pulling out, he left it in a little bit too long.
In this contest, A.P.W. has scored only 8 points against the Adirondack defense. Second down and 10 upcoming for the Wildcats. Handoff. First man through is Jocelyn. He's wrapped up and brought down to the turf by Wayne Hamilton. It'll bring up third down and 7 now for Adirondack. Talking about the defense of the Wildcats, as tough as it is to come back on and rally against, as A.P.W. must do, the Rebels have their work cut out for them because Adirondack's defense allowed just 54 points during the regular season. That's 7 per game. They've allowed 8 for this contest on the one touchdown by the A.P.W. offense. Rockwell will keep it after faking the inside handoff. He'll get outside and will pick up the first down plus. Rockwell to the 25 before he's pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, and what they did that time was that wasn't a straight option. That was the lead option, and there was really no option there. Rockwell was holding on to the football. They gave him a blocker. They sent him out in front there. We'll take a look at this one on replay. Here it is. Rocco with the ball, puts it in, takes it out. There's number 42, the lead man. There's the block, and it was a big, big block by number 42 for Adirondack.
That's Andy Allen.
Andy Allen,
Allen's your man. First down and 10 now from the 25. Inside handoff, Jocelyn for the first down to the 10. 15 yards on the pickup.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, you spoke to this earlier, Bob, about A.P.W being on the field a long time, their defense has been. And it's just like the Adirondack offensive line is pushing them backwards every play.
Jocelyn had the knee go down at the 12. That's where the ball is spotted, first and 10. They can pick up a first down if they get it to the 2. Now the handoff, tripped up is the ball carrier for Adirondack. That's a short gain. Brock on the carry. 7:05 to play in regulation. Adirondack looking to increase its 22-14 advantage.
Yeah, they've just done an excellent job on this drive of running basic wishbone football. I mean, they have been able to control the line of scrimmage, which is the first thing you need to do, and then they've been able to control the perimeter by getting outside, and it's a real nice job.
Rockwell takes the snap. The inside handoff to Jason Jocelyn. He gets down to the 5-yard line before he stops.
Now, if we get a stop here, we get down to 4th down. It's going to be an interesting decision for Don Benaquattro because he's up now by 8 points. Okay, when you're up by 8 points, you want to get that lead over 8, so you're 2 scores away. So I think he's going to be really trying to leave himself in a position to get a field goal here.
Right now, the ball is spotted at the 6-yard line. It brings up 3rd down and 4. Again, the full house backfield. The man in the middle, the fullback Jocelyn. The handoff to Gillespie. Gillespie fighting forward, looking for the first down.
I don't know if he got
His forward progress may have netted him the necessary yardage. It depends on the spot.
Looks like he might have. Also, it's going to be very close.
The official spotting the ball right now, looking over to the far sideline. No indication yet. They want to bring the chains on the field and measure right here. 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the 4th quarter.
He's short.
Shy by less than half a foot.
Decision time here. I mean, you know, what do? Your wishbone offense has been grinding it out on the ground. They've been able to get good chunks of yardage on the ground. Now, what are they going to do here? You're in the middle of the field here, so it's basically an extra point.
Okay. Dominic Benaquattro wants to take his time in making this decision. He has signaled for the timeout. Let's take the break. You're watching the Class C Championship, the 1991 Section 3 playoffs. Martin Television Productions and Fox 33.
The RCA 8mm camcorder is so small and light, you'll take it everywhere. That way, you won't miss a thing. And when you go from one subject to the next, it focuses instantly. Like we say, you won't miss a darn thing. The RCA 8mm camcorder. Another way we're changing entertainment. Again.
These fine products available at Adirondack Music, located on Main Street in Boonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30 Monday through Thursday, Friday till 8, and Saturday till 5. That's Adirondack Music at 133 Main Street in Boonville. Dial 942-5959. The Stereo Professionals.
Charlie's Auto Sales at 102 Railroad Ave in Boonville is open from 9 a.m. See Charlie Case and Jim Burgoyce with 8 years experience in the auto business. You can count on their excellent reputation. For the greatest deal in town on used cars and quality late models, see Charlie's Auto Sales for guaranteed satisfaction. Phone 942-6386 for Charlie's Auto Sales.
Fox Broadcasting for the Mohawk Valley, WFXV, TV 33, Utica, Rome.
4th down and inches. Adirondack looking to punch it in. Rockwell with the keeper. I think he's got the first down. He could not get across the goal line, but should have the yardage necessary for a first down.
Yeah, he should have it here. His forward progress was definitely up more than, that half a foot he needed. Yeah, he's got it.
Well, you go from 4th and inches to 1st and inches just outside the goal line. If Adirondack scores right here, it might seal another Class C championship for the Wildcats. The clock ticking away, 5:39. Perhaps a future Wildcat. Right now, he may be dreaming about a future championship when he wears the green and gold. 5:30 to go. Rockwell will keep it over the top and in. Touchdown, Adirondack.
Adirondack down.
The extra point attempt. They're looking for 2. The pitch to Jocelyn. He is stopped shy at the 1-yard line. They cannot get in. Still, Adirondack leads by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. Jerry Stucci, Mark Rockwell, the quarterback, now has 5 touchdowns postseason play.
Well, here it is. They're running right in behind Sassenberry again and Gleesman. And I'll tell you, those 2 guys have done an outstanding job on the offensive line. And when you've got 2 guys that do that kind of a job on the offensive line, and you run the wishbone offense, it is very, very, very difficult to get the ball away from them.
Earlier today at the Carrier Dome, Dolgeville was crowned Class D champion in Section 3 after a late rally, overcoming an outstanding performance by Kano Meridian. Right now, Adirondack appears headed for the Class C championship. Still, 5:26 to go. A.P.W. down by 14. 28-14 the score.
Well, I'll tell you, Bob, so this does speak a lot for ball control, you know. If you can control the clock and you can run the football in high school ball, you're going to win football games. And Adirondack has proven that. If they win this will be their 2nd championship in 3 years with the same system. I mean, if they have the offensive line to do it, they have the quarterback to do it, this is what they should be running, and they run it to perfection. I'm sure they repeat it. The repetition must be fabulous in practice. I mean, I would love to watch this team practice. I'm sure it's really, really something to watch.
Only you, Jerry Stucci. The kickoff, it's an onside kick. Adirondack recovers. Wow. You talk about crossing up A.P.W. The onside kick, the turf definitely came into play. They got a great bounce, and I think the man who came up with it was Mike Weiler along that far sideline. That just may have done it for Adirondack. Here's the replay.
Let's take a look. There goes the ball. One big hop off the turf, as Bob Sosi told you. Right there, Johnny on the spot. And now, for all intents and purposes, with this offense, the game is over.
You know, when you kick the ball on the turf, it's that second bounce that does it, and that was the second hop, the high bounder to Weiler. First down and 10, the handoff to Gillespie. He finds a little opening on the right side and picks up some yardage, but perhaps more importantly for Adirondack, he eats some more time away.
Yeah.
Less than 5 minutes to go.
Well, you know, the thing is here that Adirondack has put the ball on the ground a couple of times today. And A.P.W. is going to have to try and induce that as much as possible here. They're going to be ball hawking because they need 2 scores. It's not enough for them to get 1 score. They need 2 scores. They need 2 touchdowns.
Adirondack came into this game with only 1 blemish on the 1991 record. That was a 15-14 loss to Herkimer during the regular season. Now on 2nd and 6. Rockwell will pitch. Allen takes it across the 40 and dives to the 38-yard line.
And if you saw the way Adirondack ran that play, it was sort of a cautious type option play because what they were doing is they were eating time, and they really, I don't think, cared too much about positive yardage there. What they cared about was making sure that pitch was on time and in the right spot so it wouldn't be fumbled.
Baltimore Ferris Williams Stout stumbled twice during the 1991 season in its drive to the Carrier Dome. The A.P.W. Rebels 7-2 coming into this contest. Jocelyn takes the inside handoff. Look at him go, still on his feet, and finally brought down at the 35.
Extremely strong runner is Jason Jocelyn. We've seen his quickness on that touchdown run. He popped that hole so very quickly. And on that play, we see him drag a couple of tacklers. So the versatility in the backfield of Adirondack is really outstanding.
A.P.W. making its 5th appearance in the Carrier Dome overall and the 2nd in the last 3 seasons. Remember, in 1989, their title hopes were spoiled by Adirondack. This is the first time, though, that they've been to the championship game in 9 years. Jocelyn inside handoff, first down. Hamilton and Poindexter with the tackle at the 29.
They're just running hard off tackle over Gleesman. And I'll tell you something, he does a phenomenal job. He just gets down, he plays both ways. And here we are with 3 minutes plus remaining in the 4th quarter. And Jason Gleesman is still blowing out his man on just about every play. He's an outstanding prospect, and he's only a junior, and it can only get better.
You know, Jerry, coming into the Section 3 playoffs at the Class C level, there was a flag down on that play, by the way, and that's going to back it up and nullify the first down pickup. It's a holding call, and that will bring it back all the way to the 43-yard line. That was a late flag, it appeared, for a holding call.
Yeah,
We're talking about the matchups in the playoffs. Everybody was predicting, people that follow Section 3 football, that it would be a Herkimer-Lowville final. But instead, A.P.W. has been so impressive over the last 2 weeks. 4th down and 10 now. The Wildcats will punt the ball to the Rebels, 2:45 to play. Rockwell with a good punt. Drives Paternoster all the way back to the 10. Paternoster looking for the far sideline. Won't get there. Great tackle by Todd Crowfoot.
Now, I'll tell you, Paternoster has speed, but Crowfoot showed some speed because Paternoster was trying to turn the corner on him, and Crowfoot did not have that much of an angle on him. He really did a nice job getting over there and getting on that tackle. In other words, I'm impressed.
And it takes a lot to impress this man, believe me. 2:32 to go in the 4th quarter. Again, Adirondack 28, Oakmar Parish Williamstown 14.
3 wide receivers.
From the shotgun formation, Page is the quarterback. He will throw for Trumbull. It's a high pass, incomplete.
Yeah, they're going to need to put the ball in the air, and Adirondack is well aware of that. They're dropping back. And I was never one of those big proponents of a prevent defense, but in this situation when you're up 2 touchdowns, it's about the only time when I would use a prevent defense.
2:14 to go now. The clock is stopped with the incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. Again, Page is the quarterback, joined in the backfield by Hamilton. Page will throw downfield for Trumbull. The pass is well behind the intended receiver. You can see all the green jerseys out there in the picture.
Well, that's something that's puzzling me about Page. I mean, he had forever to throw that football. And what he did was he rushed his throw. And I don't know if that's a function of him worrying about getting sacked or what it is. But the fact of the matter is he had the happiest speed I've ever seen on that play. And he just, didn't need to.
2 minutes and 9 seconds left to go. 3rd down and 10 now for A.P.W. Again, from the shotgun formation, high snap. Page is in trouble. He's going to throw downfield. Trumbull's out there. Great catch near midfield inside Adirondack territory.
That was a phenomenal throw and a phenomenal catch. I don't know how he spotted him. I really don't have any idea how he spotted him. And then we saw the strength of his arm, and that's why I couldn't understand why he threw the last ball the way he did.
Well, credit Greg Page with a nice play on the high snap from the shotgun formation. Watch it here, again, under some serious heat.
He got away from Gleesman, and he was able to find the open receiver, and that's a great athletic play.
Back to live action. They throw again. The pass is incomplete, intended for Trumbull. They were trying to set up the screen along that far side. 2nd down and 10. 1:50 left to go. The ball spotted just inside the 50-yard line of A.P.W. territory.
Yeah, the clock is ticking down, and they're going to have to, if they want a legitimate shot at this, they're going to have to get a score pretty quickly.
There's an injured player that holds play right now for A.P.W. Number 30, Bill Phillips, is kneeling at the 42-yard line of Adirondack. That's cause for a timeout. 1:50 to go in the 4th quarter. Adirondack may be on the way to the Class C championship.
When your sink is sunk, call Roto-Rooter. When your drain doesn't, you'd better call Roto-Rooter. When your subs down the tubes or it taps for your pipes, call us. We can clear any drain in the house in minutes. And away go trouble down the drain.
Hippo's House of Billiards, 5160 Commercial Drive, Yorkville.
Back at the Carrier Dome, in desperation, A.P.W. throwing downfield, and number 34, Dave Brock, picked the pass up. Folks, you didn't miss anything. Let's take a look at the replay.
There it is. They're throwing it downfield. They had to get a quick score. They knew it. We knew it. Adirondack knew it. They get the ball downfield, and, there's the interception by Brock, and that's going to end it for all intents and purposes here. But, a nice, valiant effort by A.P.W.
Tip ball, Brock comes up with the pick. Rockwell now fumbles, and having to scoop it up off the turf is Gillespie. He'll lose a chunk of yardage, tackled inside the 20-yard line.
That boggles my mind. I don't understand why you have an option. Coach Don Benaquastro's had a great game plan, and I don't mean to differ with him on too many things, but I'll tell you right now, I don't think I can reconcile calling an option play down there, putting the ball on the ground like that, because that could have been scooped up going in, onside kicking. You never know.
That's a very good point. Well taken, Jerry. Now 47 seconds remaining. Adirondack watches the clock tick away. Fortunately for the Wildcats, though, they did recover Gillespie, making a nice recovery. It's second down to 23. Handoff right up the middle. On his feet is Jocelyn. He may go all the way.
He's going to catch it.
And Wayne Hamilton catches up to him inside the 35-yard line to the 33 of A.P.W. The clock stops, 27 seconds left. The chains will move. Give credit to Jocelyn, but also credit Hamilton with not giving up. Let's take a quick timeout, 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Time ticks away. 5, 4, 3, 2. The Adirondack Wildcats of the 1991 Class C Section 3 champions.
A.P.W. 14.
It's a very, very hard-fought football game on both sides. A.P.W., quite frankly, is physically overmatched by Adirondack in this contest. Adirondack is bigger, and they're stronger. And A.P.W. tried to do everything that they could to offset that. They threw multiple formations, 3 different quarterbacks. They did everything that's humanly possible to try and confound Adirondack. But in the end, the bigger, stronger, more basic, more focused team in terms of their offense got the job done.
28-14, the final score. As you said, Jerry, no cloud of mystery hovering over the Adirondack offense. Plain and simple, they came with a mission. They were going to put the ball on the ground, use that wishbone attack to grind out the victory, and they do it against A.P.W. You can see the fans to the near side and the players celebrating the victory. Dominic Benaquastro comes away from the Carrier Dome with his second Section 3 title in the last 3 seasons. We're back after these words from final thoughts.
When your sink is sunk, call Roto-Rooter. When your drain doesn't, you better call Roto-Rooter.
When your tub's down the tubes or it taps for your pipes, call us. We can clear any drain in the house in minutes.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Back at the Carrier Dome, the Adirondack Wildcats are the 1991 Class C champions, 28-14. The final score, Adirondack over Old Farm Parish, Williamstown. Bob Sosi back with Jerry Stucci. Jerry, a very simple game plan for Adirondack. Keep it on the ground with a wishbone attack. That's exactly what they did, and they drove downfield, piling up the yardage against the AP offense,
Well,
rather
I-
the AP defense.
It just goes to show you that, if you can run the football in high school and you can control the clock, you can control the game. A.P.W. did everything in their power to try and win this football game offensively, but the fact of the matter is Adirondack bigger, stronger, more focused offensively, knew more what they needed to do. Three quarterbacks is tough to run a football team.
The one quarterback for Adirondack, Mark Rockwell, led that wishbone attack. The field general definitely 349 yards rushing for Adirondack. Rockwell had 2 touchdown runs for the Wildcats.
Yeah, when you take a look at the stats, the rushing is glaring. I mean, A.P.W. does use the wishbone set also. So when you're talking about two teams that have said at least that they wanted to run the football, you've got 349 yards on the Adirondack side, 79 on the A.P.W. side. That doesn't add up to victory.
Rockwell, as we said, with the 2 touchdowns all game long for A.P.W. It was a matter of chasing the Jasons. Gillespie and Jocelyn, the running backs for Adirondack. They had an outstanding performance, and the Wildcats pick up their second Class C championship in the last 3 years. Dominic Vetta-Quattro brought his team here in 1989 and came away with championship hardware. He does it again 2 years later.
Yeah, they were a focused football team. They came in here and they knew what they had to do to win the game, and they executed it every call.
Folks, a reminder, tomorrow at 5:30 coming up on Fox 33, we'll have Holland Patton against Fowler in the Class B championship game. That should be a great matchup. Holland Patton out of the Tri-Valley League. For Jerry Stucci, this is Bob Sosi. I want to say so long from the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, New York, and thank you for watching this Class C Section 3 championship. Also want to pass along kudos to the production crew for their work today from the Dome.